Good morning. Well, unless your knowledge of the 49ers is limited only to the gold seekers who came to California in 1849, you will no doubt be already quite familiar with the person that I have the pleasure of introducing this morning. In fact, this 49er is more well known than all 300,000 of those early gold seekers combined, most notably because of his skill in the sport of football. Beginning in high school, Steve Young quickly became known for his athleticism, quickness, determination, leadership, can-do attitude, and passion for life. These qualities were foundational as the quarterback for Brigham Young University, ultimately leading to his induction into the College Hall of Fame and runner-up for the Heisman Trophy. Steve's remarkable career in football culminated as the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, earning him legendary status as the NFL's most valuable player in 1992 and again in 1994. He was named the Super Bowl 29 most valuable player with one of the best seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. In 2005, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Today, Steve's success continues in business as managing director and founder of Huntsman Gay Capital and as a Monday Night Football commentator on ESPN Network. Steve has also become well known as a philanthropist, founding the Forever Young Foundation, focusing on children around the world. Steve is married to Barbara and the proud father of 2 sons and 2 daughters. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Steve Young.
It's like Pavlovian. I hear the music, I think it's time to play. Got a sick stomach all of a sudden, anxiety, I can't sleep, I can't eat. Oh no, I don't play anymore, it's fine, don't worry. Steve, it's okay, it's over. 35 years of football, it's, and the shadows of this stadium that I don't get by enough, and just watching it progress, jealousy is the only thing I can feel. The wonderful years that's going forward, John, as you know well, this can be a lot of fun. Wow. This is a breakfast gathering of people that are like-minded. I am a Silicon Valley resident. My school that the kids go to is a Cornerstone school. I'm the one that gets trained and hears all the things that I'm supposed to be doing and following up on and making sure. So I'm invested. I guess that's the first thing I want you to know. Like I said, played football for a long time. My first year I ever played, I was 8 years old, and I was a running back, ran around the end, local, you played the elementary school, and ran around the end and got tackled and kind of had the wind knocked out of me, got hit in the stomach or something. And so I was laying on the ground and I couldn't breathe, and I never had that experience, and I was kind of scared, and my dad came out on the field, kind of laid me on my back, and he pulled my pants up a little bit so I could get some air. He goes, so you can breathe. I was like, oh, thanks, Dad. Feeling better. Okay. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see my mom coming out on the field. And I'm like, Dad, tell her to go back. Don't let her come out. She's in high heels, and she's I'm like, Dad, tell her, because he's going to come out and rub my face or, kiss me or something, and do something that's just like, because my mom does that, you're like, oh no, she's going to caress my face and pinch my cheek or something, and Dad, tell her, go back. Before my dad could do anything, she headed for the kid who hit me. Grabbed him by both shoulders, don't you ever hit my son again like that, ever. Dad, get her over here. Dad, get her over here. I tell you that story because I had support at home. And I had a lot of it. And I'm grateful for it. It was our home was a home of testing and boundaries and testing and boundaries and over and over. And I'm grateful. And I know that was, if you talk about one of the sparks in my life, it was my mother who sacrificed a lot of her best years to the benefit of her 5 children. She ended up later becoming a prolific writer. None of us knew. She started being published in the local newspaper, and she'd send the articles to us because we're now grown, and we said the byline's Sherry Young. Like, we called each other like, what's going on? You know? And she's become quite prolific. And it's like, oh my gosh, she could have been doing that all of those years that she sacrificed for us. And so I think it was humbling as we recognize the sparks in our life sometimes are right in the home, and we now know the sparks are all over the place. And that's part of why we talk about Project Cornerstone, is that it's a village, and we understand that. For me, the village was quite broad. I was in Scouts. I went on a long trip. The trip was essentially a lake-to-lake trip where you had a canoe, 3 guys, a bunch of scouts with multiple canoes. You'd go into the lake, you'd paddle to the other side, there was a trail, you put the canoe on your head, you go over to the land, go to the next lake, paddle across, land, and then all of a sudden you get to a hut and you'd stay the night, and you go, it's like a week-long tour in Canada at the time. So anyway, I think it's early, late spring, May, and I'm the oldest, we've done it for a number of years, and so really early with the younger kids, we were just had it with them. You know, they're slow, and they're boring, and they don't know what they're doing, and they chit-chat about stuff that we don't care about, and we know what we're doing, and we're experts, and we've been around for a long time, and we're better, and so we're going to take off. And so we tell the Scoutmaster, we'll see you, take care, we got the, you know, we're going to go ahead, we'll see you tonight at the cabin, all right, great. And so we got out and put the cones on and started running, and off in the distance, trailing up, I heard him say, do you have the map? And like, I don't think we actually, it's like rustling the trees, we're like, yeah, see ya. So we go on, lakes all day, trail, lake, we're just forging ahead, we're going to get early to the cabin, we're going to take care of everything. And suddenly, we're over one of the trails, and I'm in the back of the canoe, and the front kid's like, which way? And it's like, there's a metaphorical fork in the road. You know, it's like, should we go left or right? And so he goes, which way? And I always go left. It's been a thing for me for a long time. So I say left, go left. If it happened to me today where it's like, I'm not sure, I would say, if I was leading all 1,500 of you, we would go left, okay? I just, the way I work. And so off we went. Suddenly it started to get darker, we're like, where is it? We don't know where the cabin, I don't know. And then it got really dark, and then it started to rain. And it's like, oh, geez, it's raining, where are we going to go? So we hustled more. Then it started to snow. Because it was, it was in Canada. All of a sudden, it started to really snow, and now it's dark, it's snowing, and we have no place, and we're lost. What are you going to do? All of a sudden, we're like these 16, 17-year-old experts that have been here before, know everything, and now we are like little children. We are scared. We don't know what we're going to do. We are in trouble. So we decide that we're going to dig a little hole, a long hole, part of the canoe, and we'll kind of hunker down in there and put the canoe over us and try to figure, because we can't travel anymore, it's done. So we put that over us, and pretty soon we realize how really dumb we are, because the water goes in the hole, right? So now we're soaking wet, really scared, and now it's midnight, 1, 2, the longest night, other than the night before I played the Cowboys in the championship game in 1994. The longest night of my life. Really, by the time the sun came up, I was so frozen, so scared, and just the prayers that I had that night were those kind that if I make it, God, if I make it, I promise, I will never forget a map again in my life. I will never, those things. If I get home, I'm gonna love my brother. I'm gonna, you're like you're just promising anything to get through this night. So we do make it, and start to trudge early in the morning. I'm starting to go long, but the great part of the story is who finds us? The young kids. Hey guys, we will be okay, You forgot the map, you know? I have been humble from that day forward. But it really is about a map, and it's really about support. It's really about being a collection of experiences and tests, and being able to survive the test and survive the thing that you tried and didn't do well at, or something else that happened, to be cornered. And I think that's a real big piece to it. Just yesterday, I got a message from our school principal, elementary school. My fourth grader, Jackson, is a fiery kid. We are grateful for Project Cornerstone to help. And I share this with you because I think it's just amazing. Because we have been through multiple experiences with him at school. None of them, beyond, what's generally normal. But Jackson's been, you're like, oh, what happened, And so we worked with Jackson. And I know the project and the school, everyone around Jackson has really worked with him. And I just got this yesterday. I'm going to share with you, and I hope, it's just 20 seconds, just the end of the message from the principal. Something happened out on the Foursquare. And Jackson was hit, and Jackson's reaction, and Jackson how he handled it. This is what the principal was calling about, and I hope you guys can hear this. I hope this is appropriate. I think it is.
Wanted to let you know that this happened, that Jackson's okay, and the way that he dealt with the situation was fantastic. He immediately went and talked with an adult, and that's what we want kids to do. He didn't hit it back. He didn't say anything, disrespectful to him. He did ask, why did you do that? Why did you hit me? So I wanted to let you know. We can certainly talk about it more. My number is 650-833.
Oh, no. I didn't delete it because I got to play it for my wife. But Jackson had handled the situation. He had gone to an adult. He knew that he'd been preached at about bullying. He knew what was, what had happened. And it happened to him. And he knew that this was wrong. And he went to the teacher and they worked it out. And now they asked Jackson, what should we do? And he should apologize because it wasn't just me. There was a number of people that listened, so they went around and apologized to everyone. And she called me to tell me how phenomenal Jackson was. I'm going to start crying. I mean, this is the kind of thing, This is the kind of thing that when you get people involved and give them resources to go make a difference, this is the kind of thing, because the kids are away from us, hundreds and hundreds of hours. And so if you've got other people around that are watching and teaching and learning, giving those proper village kind of support, it's the kind of thing that really matters. I played for, I mentioned 30 years of football, but 18 years seasons of professional football. And as a 49er, I had to throw a lot of passes, and a lot of the passes went to the other teams. And so I remember a lot of the mistakes that I made. One of the biggest challenges I ever faced was the fact that I was too short to play quarterback in the NFL. There's very few guys that are 6 foot or 6'1". Drew Brees does it now. Russell Wilson's trying to do it at 5'10", which is just a remarkable achievement. Most of the guys are 6'6". Most of the guys are 6'7". Most of the guys weigh 300, 350. In fact, on my football card said 6'2", because I wrote it down that way. When I first came into the league, if you look at any football card I've ever had, it says 6'2", because they ask you when you come in and you fill it out. And I really did feel that I was 6'2". If you would have given me on a lie detector test, I would have said, I'm 6'2". I really felt that way. But the truth was I wasn't. And so it showed a lot of times when I would play. I would drop back a pass, there's these huge people in front of me, and I can't see because I'm not as tall. And so I would start to run, and then I would get tackled and sacked, and then we'd go to the sidelines, and the coach would say, Steve, Jerry Rice was wide open. You got protection. Everyone did everything right. The crowd was quiet. Everybody was doing their part. Why did you not throw the ball? And then I would tell him, I couldn't see him, And so he said back, which I think all great school administrators say, reaction to this kind of a situation, you better start seeing them, you know? Super. I'll get right on that. Why didn't I think of that? That's perfect. I'll tell you what, when I go out there next time, why don't you point them out? And then I'll look at you, and then we'll see them together, and then we'll all be happy. I mean, what kind of advice is that? I'm 6 foot. What do you want me to do? And so I started thinking about it. This happened over and over and over. It became clear to me that if I was going to play a long time, I was going to have to play taller. But I'm not taller. What am I going to do? I can't wear high heels. I can't put springs on my feet. I can't jump, survey the field, and then throw. I'm fully grown. I'm 25 years old. It's done. I can't, you know, when you're younger, you think you can stretch by hanging on the bar in the door, you know? There's no way. What am I going to do? And I started thinking about, well, I got to do something. You know what? I just saw Jerry Rice. I know where he's going. I'm going to throw it anyway, right? I mean, really, that's my only choice. To really hone that gut sense of things, right? That I think it's right here. The first few times I actually closed my eyes, like right there, you know? Because and so over time I got pretty good at it because I had to. I had to grow. I had to get taller. And the only way I could figure out how to get taller was to do it by throwing blind. And so actually over time I got pretty good at it. People ask me, Steve, what are the favorite moments of your career? People, you know, what's the most vivid memories that you have? Of course I remember our Super Bowls. No, of course I remember big championship games. Of course I remember a lot of things. But seared into my memory are those footballs that I threw blind. Those, especially the ones that made a big difference. Never was I on the front page of the San Jose Mercury News or the San Francisco Chronicle ever with the headline, "Young throws blind." You know, 49ers win. You know, no one ever cared. In fact, Jerry Rice, when I would practice this, when I was starting it, I was always known for throwing it right here, you know. And all of a sudden, it wasn't right here anymore. It was all over the place because I was throwing blind. And so I was going to Jerry, I'm going through this metaphysical process of learning to throw the ball blind. The football I'm going to throw you, I just want you to know, won't be right in the right spot, but it's a pass that you would not have seen otherwise. This is like a bonus pass. And so as I'm going through this, just be patient because I've got, you know, the footballs won't be in the right place all the time. And his response, like the coach, was, "Hey, Steve, put it right here, all right?" But I'm going through a metaphysical process of throwing the ball blind. You don't understand what an incredible thing this is. Most of what we gain in life, the challenges that we face, we're all kind of 6 feet at something, right? We all have to kind of dig in and grow. And how we do it, a lot of times, others are supportive. "Hey, that's great. Good job." But you kind of have to dig down in yourself to go do it. And so what you need is that kind of those guardrails, those things around you to support you, to keep you moving in the right direction. One of my favorite plays in my whole life, Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta, loud crowd, screaming, yelling. We're down a little bit. Jerry Rice, I see him, then I lose him, and I go, oh, I threw it long. I usually don't do that blind. I threw it long, and just I let it go, bam, I got hit. Down I go, big, huge defensive lineman. Do you know a defensive lineman? Anyone know a defensive lineman? Not the smartest guys in the world. How do we describe them? Big, athletic, strong, not smart, you know. And they land on top of me, and there's this big pile, and they're sweating on me, and hit me and telling me, and poking my eye, says, "Your mother," like what? Your mother what? All of a sudden, 70,000 people in the Georgia Dome go quiet, silent, just like this. And I think, oh my gosh, Jerry Rice caught it. We're gonna win, you know? I was like, this is the greatest moment of my career. This is the one. It's seared into my memory because of why. You can imagine why. Those are the experiences. When we talk about sparks, we're talking about the things that kids will always remember. Is it Jackson will always remember what happened at the Foursquare yesterday? always because he was commended to do the right thing, had been trained and given the opportunities to make mistakes, fix them, make mistakes and fix them, and then could come back and actually do something like that. Is that the spark for him? I suspect it'll be a seared memory for him. The seared memories of when people support you and give you the chance to make mistakes and then fix them. That's Project Cornerstone. And so I can't imagine the pressure that the directors of the project are having to keep this from, exploding all over the country because of its success. But we know that we're very lucky to have it here in Silicon Valley. And so all of you that put the time in, all the volunteers, know that in the Young household, you've made a difference. Thank you very much.